Alright, good morning. It is July 1st, 2023, and we are going to change the valve cover gaskets on this 2003 Ford Ranger 6-cylinder. It is a 3.0, and we got a little bit of a job ahead of us. In order to get to the valve covers, as you can see, we got all kinds of stuff in our way. Alright, I already loosened the screws, or the clamps on this. Always put your screws back when you can, that way you don't lose them. Just push these tabs in, that should. It's real easy to take that throttle cable, or actually that's the cruise control. It just slides off there. And then you squeeze the tabs in, and that pops out. Actual throttle cable, just lift that up, slide it out. Couple of tabs. And that pops off there. That's the actual throttle cable. Tab there. A tab on this one too. Okay. So we got a vacuum line there. Now you see that I just had a tab pushed in on, and that whole block comes off there. I don't know where it goes, but it's on the intake, so I need it out of the way. There's the brake booster. Oh man, that's tight. I'm gonna go ahead and take this heater hose off of here. Alright, we're going to take this coil pack off. They are 7mm. Try and leave the wires hooked up. I am going to unplug this one wire through the center plug here, because that's in my way of moving it. There we go. Don't unplug all your wires unless you take a picture of where they go, so you know how to hook it back up. Really like to get that out of my way. Up out of the way. Well, that's nasty. Been leaking for a while. So I'm going to do some scraping with the screwdriver, get the vacuum cleaner out, and try to just try to clean this up a little bit before I take that valve cover off there. You can see. I don't know, maybe you can't see, but that's pretty nasty down in there. Dirt and oil and stuff like that. So I'm gonna clean that up, and then we'll keep going from there. Okay, I did a bunch of vacuuming and with the scraping with a screwdriver on that side, clean that up pretty good. Now we're gonna get this intake off of here. There's a vacuum line Looks like it's for the PCV valve. Just pop that off. Oh, that's clogged up. Got some. Oh no, it's not. It's just a little bit. Oh, that looks like it might actually be a little clogged up. We might have to look into that. Okay, we got that. There's another set of vacuum lines right here on the throttle body. We've got one bracket right here. It looks like a support exhaust manifold to here. So we'll take that off of there. And then it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it looks like there's 4 bolts holding that on there. So let's get to it. I'm gonna get this brace off of here, and then we'll loosen up those and see if we can get that to come off. That is an 8mm. Oh, that's tight. What I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna, oh, that came right off there. Oh no. That bolt is broken on the exhaust manifold. Huh. I'll try to show you this. There's the exhaust manifold bolt. And it just slid out of the way. Huh. Two. Be sure to keep all your bolts lined up somewhere so you don't forget where they went, because it could be different lengths, like this one. 3, 4. So it looks like, yeah, every one of those bolts, except, well, I guess the front one and the back one are the same, but the 2 middle ones are different. Oh, look at that. Come right out of there. Man, that looks like we got oil. Huh. Oh, wow, that is nasty. There is oil all down in that intake. Wow, I wonder why. He said it'd been running a little rough. That's not fuel. Oh shoot, that can't be good. That means it's sucking oil up into the intake somehow. If it is sucking it up, it'd be coming through one of the vacuum lines from the valve cover, I think. That don't look too healthy either. Looks like we're gonna be doing some cleaning. Yeah. Okay, now the same thing. I'm gonna get the vacuum out with the screwdriver before I take the valve cover off and clean all the dirt and dust and all that stuff I can off of it. Then we'll work on getting these 2 valve covers off. Okay, I'm actually just gonna go ahead and unplug. Let's see, that's the That's the temperature sensor. And these are my injectors. I can move that up. You know what? Hold on. We're gonna put a rag. And I'll cover those holes up so we don't have to worry about them getting crap in it. And disconnect this one spark plug wire. Maybe. Ugh. Good grief. Dang, man. Now I got this. The PCV valve has got tape wrapped around it. What the heck? That's got electrical tape wrapped around it. It's completely blocked off. Why would they do that? Okay, so I think I've got it cleared out enough where I can get both of these valve covers off. I think we'll start with the driver's side. They're 8 mil. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, give me my socket back. And 8. Boy, those are tight. All right, so these won't actually come out of the valve cover. I was able to just loosen them all up, so. And try not to knock any dirt down into your head. Best you can. Oh man. You can see it's just caked on there. So I'm not going to show me doing all the work and everything, but I'm going to get this all cleaned up. Let's look at this. Don't look terrible in there. A piece of silicone. I don't know why that's in there. Alright, I'm gonna do a bunch of cleanup and get ready to put the new gasket in. Alright, so I spent about 30 minutes or so getting this all cleaned up. I didn't even know there was a sticker on the front of that until I started cleaning it up, and that came out from under the oil. Made in Lima, Ohio. Wow, not made in China. So anyway, I got it cleaned up for the most part. It's not going to be perfect. I don't feel like getting it like shiny clean. It's not that big a deal. Got it all wiped up and everything. Okay, here's the new gaskets. If you look at the old ones, they have these tabs on it, and those tabs, like that, my light's getting in the shadow. There you go. They're on the new ones too, and they go to the top. So this is the way it's facing. They go to the top of the valve cover where the intake meets the head. See if I can show you this. Right there, the intake meets the head, and that's where those bigger tabs go. That's how you know what orientation the gasket goes in. And also, I don't know if you can see that, it's flat on the bottom, It's got a flat spot with a groove. Flat spot with a groove. That goes down towards the head, and the top has got like a, I don't know, an arch to it. So that's how you know that's the valve cover side, and the flat spot is the head side. So cleaned up. I think it looks pretty good. Shiny metal, that's what we want to see. I ran my finger over it. You can't feel any bumps or anything gonna cause it to leak. So tight, it all looks good to me. Don't look that bad. So I think we're gonna get this valve cover back on there. I'm sure there's a torque for these valve cover bolts, but I'm not that guy. I'm just gonna tighten them down. I've done enough of these over my life that I can do it without using a torque wrench. So if you want to, more power to you. There's nothing wrong with that. But it goes on. And you're gonna press it down into that groove there. It's gonna take both my hands to do this. So, but get it mounted back onto the engine. I actually had taken a zip tie or a bungee cord and pulled some cords up out of my way. Give me a little room to work here. You see, you got that all in there like it's supposed to. It's all pressed into the groove, pressed into the bolt holes. I'm good to go. Always start your bolts by hand. Okay, now I'm gonna snug it all down, and then I'll do a crisscross pattern to cinch them all down tight, like there's, you know, to their final point. Okay, now I got them all snugged up pretty good. I'm gonna do one final tighten. You can feel them stop. All right. Alright, one side done. Let's do the other. Get that hose out of my way here. Alright, that held that hose up out of the way. Now the only thing in the way here is the fuel injector wires, but I could push those up out of my way pretty easy. I think we're good to go here. Got to put a swivel on that. I won't be able to get it out. There we go. That's better. There we go. Oh, it's stuck. There we go. Oh, damn hoses and stuff in the way. There we go. Gasket stuck to the head a little bit. All right, I'll get this all cleaned up. See that gasket? You see it is completely, on the new one you got like a couple of, let's see if I can show you. See, it's a lot more of a hump to it. This is completely flat. It's definitely leaking. So, all right, let me get this all cleaned up and we'll go from there. All right, well, I just spent the last 15-20 minutes getting that all cleaned up. Every one of these bolts popped out of there, and it's got this gunk kind of stuff on it. I don't know if that's a seal that's deteriorated. It actually just looks like, it looks and feels like anti-seize. I think I'm just gonna clean these back up. The rubber looks good on the top. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't seal. So I'm just gonna get these cleaned up and reuse them. I don't know what that gunk is on it. I didn't take the other one. I didn't try to pull the bolts out of the other one. So that's, I swear that's dried up anti-seize. That's what it looks like. So now I just need to get this all cleaned up. Get the head all cleaned up, get it all scraped off, and we'll put it back together. Alright, got it all cleaned up. I think we're ready to put it back together. This same hose is in the way. There we go. Alright guys, I was going to finish putting this together, but when I started to looking at this, and I realized just how much, here, let me turn down my light, how much oil is being sucked up into the intake. Got to looking at it, and this PCV valve assembly was destroyed, and the PCV valve itself is taped up. Someone completely wrapped it in electrical tape. So I'm assuming that's how the oil is getting into the intake. I'm going to, I tried to, O'Reilly's didn't have the parts I needed and everything. I found this whole assembly right here, and the PCV valve, and the new rubber grommet that goes on the valve cover. It's all for like 65 bucks on Amazon. So I'm gonna go ahead and order that, and before I finish putting this together, because in order to slide this big tube all the way into the intake, you have to take the intake off the vehicle. So there's really no point in putting it back together right now. So I got that ordered. It should be here in 2 or 3 days, and then we can put all this back together again. I'm probably gonna end the video here. The only thing that I'm gonna do that you're not gonna see is I'm gonna go buy a couple of cans of carburetor cleaner, and I'm gonna spray the crap out of this thing, get it all cleaned up best I can, get all the oil out of it, and then finish putting all this back together again. Just put it together the way you took it apart, and you should be all right. Should fire right back up. There you go. That's what it takes to do the valve covers. It probably took me, I've been out here for about 3 hours. I didn't run into any major issues on this one, other than just it was dirty. It was a lot of cleaning. I probably spent almost an hour just cleaning everything up, and I haven't even started to clean the intake yet. So anyway, let me try to show you this. Okay, so here it is. It's called the PCV valve connector hose tube, and if you scroll down, see, it fits 2003 Ford Ranger. Yeah, you can't see that. There you go. And if you scroll down a little bit, it'll go down to the frequently bought together. It shows the tube, the rubber grommet, and your intake gaskets. So I'm gonna buy all 3 of them for $62.53. Oh, I'm in the shop. I don't get a signal in here. So okay, that's what I'm gonna do. This should be here in 2 or 3 days, and I'll finish putting it together. So if my advice is, if you're getting ready to do this and your assembly, this was, look at this, this had that much electrical tape on it, wrapped all the way around it. Shoot, that's that's taller than me, and I'm 6'5". So it's about 7 foot of electrical tape somebody used to try to seal that up instead of fixing it the correct way. So anyway, you guys have fun, be safe out there, and we'll see you next time.